Oh Christ, we're live. Sorry about that, guys. It's first thing in the morning. I'm just catching up on the Financial Times and the stock markets. It's going to be a live video. Forgive the sniffing, my hay fever seems to be triggered today. Now, fellow spoon benders, we are looking today at a new product from Into Detailing, Pump Zoom. The Pump Zoom gang, high special effects B-roll. I can't be bothered to edit. Now, this is a new product to market, and it's called the Hybrid Twist Plush from Into Detailing. So it is a drying towel. Let's just do all the specs. It is 60 by 90, so it's a good size actually. It's quite a big towel. That will nearly cover half a bonnet, so you can see how, you can cover ground with it. It's probably about the right size. When they start getting a bit big, you're doing down there and stuff, you have to kind of grab them so they don't drag on the floor. So think about sizes and whether 60 by 90 is the right size for you. It costs $21.95, which is more expensive than your average drying towel. I use Imran's double-sided twist loop, which if I just put this out on the car, it's roughly the same size. Slightly different, but roughly the same size. And I think this is about 15, 16 quid, something. You can find it on his shop. In fact, it's linked in somewhere in all bottom of the description of all my videos, because it's what I use. Now, these twist loop drying towels took over, really, and they're really popular because they have all these tiny strands of twisted microfiber. If you look very closely, you can see they're all twisted. That makes the strands very dense rather than just like little loose strands of a mop. They're all twisted together and compact, so they absorb a lot of water. And I find they're really good for just whizzing over the main panels, like when it's all wet, just whiz over, just a light drag, and it gets sucks up most of the water. And with a double-sided, you can do a car with one towel. Now, the disadvantage with these is they're not soft and fluffy, so sometimes you don't really want to buff, with them. So you just want to sort of drape them on. Now, many years ago, when these first came out and they were single-sided, as I've said many times, I remember talking to Imran about it, saying double-sided ones will just be better, and now sort of double-sided are the standard. But I thought about this kind of towel probably 4 or 5 years ago, because what you can do with this side is drape it onto the car, and we'll demo it in a minute. Drape it down onto the car and just kind of do your matadoring, as I call it, just a light pull, or a swipe over the panel and pick up 99% of the water. But then there's certain bits of the car where you can't sort of like drape them and drag them, like down there, you can't drape it on there and drag it. So you sort of tend to end up stuffing them in and giving a little bit of a buff. And like your wing mirrors as well, you can't drape and drag so much. So you having another side like this, that's just a soft coral kind of fleece, where you could almost buff, you could buff with the car, is kind of cool. And not having this sort of stitched edge, or a border, like a silk border over the edge, is an advantage as well. So every bit of the towel is soft. So you'd use the soft bit for your door shuts. You want to get it all in here and sort of like wipe around a little bit, and then wipe around the door shuts and it under the tailgate or the bonnet or boot lid or whatever it's called. Come on, I'm still waking up. In there, I'm showing you all the areas you can use it. You stuff this bit in and buff it all out, etc. So I think this is a really cool concept. What other things haven't we covered about the towel? Well, it's Korean made. So Imran, who's like the Harry Redknapp of detailing distributors, a real wheeler and dealer. Sorry, Imran. I'm not sure if he'll thank me for that, but he's always on the ball. Imran has his own microfiber range, and he uses predominantly, I think 99% of his towels, he uses Korean suppliers. And with this, he's used a Korean supplier, and the Korean suppliers are a little bit more expensive little bit larger order quantities typically than some of the Chinese guys. It's an 80-20 blend, so it's not the 70-30, although I wouldn't get too caught up in that blend. What are some of the other differences that I've noticed? The pile on the twisted loop side, if you look at how deep the strands are, can you see like how long they are? They're really quite long compared to the strands on this, which are probably like, I don't know, 5 mil, and these are probably more like a centimetre. So it's 600 GSM on both sides, I think, giving a total of 1200 GSM. So it's it's a very deep pile twisted loop, which is good. The longer the strands, the more water you're going to absorb. So let's actually see what this is like. What's it like for linting? Well, they come in a plastic bag, which is good. So you don't, if if they're stuffed in a box with no bag, you're going to get this microfiber is going to pick up all the dust and bits of cardboard cuttings and rubbish, and it's going to be full of contamination. You should wash your microfiber before you use it, although I never do now. If it looks nice and fresh, that'll do. The towel looks pretty lint-free to me. Now, these things are like magnets. If you chuck all your other microfiber towels in the wash with them, it's all going to contaminate the surface and you're going to get loose fibres and stuff over time. And as the towel gets older, you might pick up debris in there. If you want to keep your towels nice, this little Tommy Tippy baby hair brush is really good for just brushing them out every now and then if you get excess linting. You shouldn't get any linting from this side because it doesn't have loose fibres, but this looks like a really nice quality coral fleece as well, so I don't think you're going to have any linting problems, but we'll have a look. So let's wet out our car, which I don't like doing, but we'll do it. We'll do it for the good of the channel. So here we go. Got a new hose lock, a metal one. Looks really good actually. This car does have protection on it. It's got the Ultra Lock Plus Plus, which is really phenomenal. It's had a couple of washes and a track day, so you're probably not seeing the true hydrophobicity. But now we've got a nice wet bonnet. So let's put that down there. And let's just do a nice drag and drop across the middle. So if I chuck this down right there, it's nice to get the camera in. It means I can only hold it with one hand. So let's just drag. It's quite heavy. Look at that though, it's just sucking up the water. It's just like sucking it all up. Yeah, it's what I like about these towels. They just suck up water. You could easily do a car with this, guys. It's so thick. Let's just go over this side. Pull it across here. Let's go on wide cam. There we go. And I'm not having to buff. Then we just go down here. And you get the idea. We'll just drape it over there and over there, and we've dried our bonnet. You need two hands for this. So I've got a few watermarks here. So like that's where you can just flip the towel. And if you wanted to, you could just do a little buff. It feels a lot different on the other side, actually. The coral fleece side feels really nice and smooth. I suppose it's drier now, just to get any water sort of streaks off the car and get that clean finish. So yeah, I'll be keeping this. I don't know if it will completely replace my double-sided loops, but I think it might do, because I've wanted this to come hit the market for a long time. So I could just have one big drying towel. I don't have to get the blues out, the Supersauruses. So I tend to use these orange ones. And I'm not going to throw these away because they're amazing. And then these little Supersauruses for the door shuts and things. And people are always asking me about those Supersauruses because they're great little towels. But in theory, you could do it all with this one now. I get these little pine needles in the car. I've got to go over this. This car's been washed and it's come in. I've got to go over it with some detail spray or something just to get some of the murkiness out of that paintwork. Yeah. And let's just put some water in the door jambs. Now, microfiber towels, when they're brand new, they always like suck up the water really, really well. And it sort of like, you find out if they're good sort of like 2 or 3 years down the line. Now, that orange one I've been using for about probably 3, maybe 4 years. And it's honestly, it's as good today as it was when I first bought it. I use hardly any detergent. I wash it, it gets spun out, and then I don't tumble it. But you can tumble it. It says not to tumble them, but you can. I'm sure I've tumbled it. But then after the spin, I just let it dry, and it carries on sucking up water. So if you look after it, it should be good. Let's just put some water in there. And grab this. Now this is the bit where you probably want to fold your towel over and use, you could even fold it 3 ways and use the soft nap just to sort of collect all of this and give it a little buff. Get it all bone dry again. Nice and clear. I've got some crumbs in the footwell, don't worry. I'll get those later. Save you for later. Yeah. So my final thoughts on the review, guys. This is a really good idea. I don't think there's any other ones on the market like this with coral fleece and really long twists on there. You're going to pay more for it, so if you want to pay less, go for that one. But what you lose is that you can do both things with one towel, and this is a lot thicker than that and a lot longer strands as well. So that is the Interdetailing Hybrid. Who wouldn't use that? Because we've got to cover it in the review. Well, if you don't like twisted loop, you're not going to buy this towel. You're just going to buy a coral fleece. Like I think Imran has one called the Drinker, which is just coral fleece on both sides. You know, so that's who's not going to use it. You may also not like coral fleece. And you might like the double-sided loop ones. So then you're not going to like this towel because it's got the coral fleece on it. But if you like the idea of getting your main panels done quickly with this, and then sort of doing all the tight areas with that, then this is absolutely ideal. You might even want, I mean, they are really, really good. I'm just thinking if I should get 2 or 3 of these, and then I can get rid of those and my Supersauruses, but I don't think I will because I like the Supersauruses. But this is staying. This is going to get used. It's really nice quality, and £21.95. You can get 10% off. I'll link it in the description with the code Forensic. It is expensive, isn't it, as far as drying towels go, but it's pretty unique. It's probably harder to manufacture as well, the 2 different types of towels. So it's probably worth it. And good old Imran has innovated something. What else could you do with microfiber drying towels in terms of innovation? Well, I'm not sure. This is it. This is as good as it gets. I know you've got like the Gauntlet from the Rag Company, which has got like coral fleece strips and twisted loop on the same side. And that's been copied now and everyone's doing that. But I didn't go with that because I thought you can only have one or the other, really. You know, you sort of, didn't quite see the point of having 2, but I bet you it works. I bet you it works fine. So there you go, guys. That is the hybrid twist and plush from Interdetailing. Definitely worth checking out. And thank you very much to Imran again for sending me this, because this is pretty cool and it's pretty unique. So you can tell I'm still waking up. It's early on Saturday morning. So thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And we've got loads of stuff coming. I've finished the APC video. That will hopefully be going live this weekend. It'll probably be live before this video, so that will confuse you. I've got loads of other stuff coming as well, and that's one of the reasons I'm up reasonably early. Is to finish off one video and start shooting another one. So hope you're all doing well. Take care and see you soon on the Forensics Detailing channel. Bye for now. Finish with a pump zoom. Pump zoom. Pump zoom. Sorry, missed.
Holding on to what I knew, but the moment's gone. Where was I when you